Hello Year 3, and here is today's English lesson. So I'm going to put a text up on the board for our do now. I'm going to read the text to you, follow on, and then I'm going to ask you for about 1 to 2 minutes to discuss or think about a few questions that are on the top of the page. Right, so Dear Diary, when I woke up this morning, I was so excited for the day ahead. It was sports day and I couldn't wait to win a shiny gold medal. When I got up before my alarm even went off and quickly got dressed into my pristine PE kit. My mum made me an enormous breakfast so I would have lots of energy for the 100-metre sprint. Soon after, we left the house and began to walk to school. While we were walking, my little sister unfortunately fell off her scooter and I had to give her a piggyback the rest of the way. It was so tiring. Annoyingly, I was nearly late for school, but managed to sneak into class just before the bell. Phew! Okay. I want you to think about what type of text do you think this is from? How do you know? I want you to also have a think if you've done that. Are there any particular language features that you can identify? I suggest you press pause on the video and come back in about 1 minute's time. Okay, so what type of text do you think this is from? Big clue at the top. It's from a diary. And how do you know? How do you know? Well, there's a lot of different features we are going to identify today, but you can probably already think of a number of them already. So we're going to identify the feature of the diary. That is our objective today. We're going to discuss the purpose, explain the purpose of a diary, so why people write a diary. And then we are going to identify features of a diary entry. So identify the words, the language, the grammar constructions that we use in a diary and why we use them. So, what is a diary? You might write one yourself. A diary is a personal book where someone will write a recount of their day, feelings, and things to remember. This is intended for the diarist, the person who writes the diary, to read, and it's for only them. So it's often meant for a place for people to put their honest and true feelings. So you might actually write a diary yourself, or you might have written some examples of diaries by authors. So for example, I can think Diary of a Wimpy Kid is an example, which is very, very popular. But we've also heard about someone who's written a diary before. I wonder if you can think of that person. Here's a picture of this person. We came across him last year in history. It's Samuel Pepys. Yes, it is Samuel Pepys, and he wrote about the Great Fire of London, of course. So his diaries have become an important primary source over what happened during the Great Fire of London and that period. So here are some kind of checklists for diaries. So a diary will be written in the past tense. It's something that's happened already. It's something that's happened already. Traditionally, you might write a diary at the end of the day going, Dear Diary, I've had a wonderful day at school. We made pizza and we also had PE, for example. It can be written in the first person. It's written in the first person, and the first person is I. I went to the shops to buy an ice cream, is how I would write it in my diary. I went to the shops to buy an ice cream because it was a hot and sunny day. I wouldn't write, Mrs. Turley went to the shop to buy an ice cream because it was a hot and sunny day. It's the I, it's the first person. So it's I, me, my, mine. It's all that. It's all about you. they will start with Dear Diary and give a date. So I would write, for example, if I was writing a diary today, I'd write the 5th of January 2021. Dear Diary, today was the start of the new term, for example. And diaries will be informal, using a chatty language. So as the diarist or the person writing the diary, you're going to almost be in a conversation with the diary. So you can use some of that informal language we've spoken about. So maybe some contractions and some kind of lots of exclamations, kind of lots of exaggerated language. So we're going to look back at our text we look in the do now in a minute. So our text is a diary entry about an eventful day at school. So this one is about sports day. I love sports day. I'm very sad that we missed it last year, but looking forward to having one later this year. So what we're going to be doing today, our task today, is going to be us identifying the features of the diary. Now we're going to use this checklist here is our way of identifying and going through what we're looking for. Now, we're going to do an example together so you can have an idea of what I'm going to be asking you to do in your independent task, because you will then have 2 examples of a diary entries that you need to identify the features. So we are going to identify these features. I'm going to read it to you one more time. While I'm reading about it, think about all those different features that we've discussed and see if you can already start spotting them. Dear Diary, when I woke up this morning, I was so excited for the day ahead. It was sports day and I couldn't wait to win a shiny gold medal. I got up before my alarm even went off, and I quickly got dressed in my pristine PE kit. Mum made me an enormous breakfast so I would have lots of energy for the 100-meter sprint. Soon after, we left the house and began to walk to school. While we were walking, my little sister unfortunately fell off her scooter and I had to give her a piggyback the rest of the way. It was so tiring. Annoyingly, I was nearly late for school, but managed to sneak into class just before the bell. Phew. Vocabulary-wise, the word pristine might be a bit unfamiliar. Pristine means something when it's clean and shiny and new. Often you could pristine clothes are things that you don't wear that often. Maybe you wear them for a special occasion. So that word is pristine. So identifying these features of a diary. The first feature we look for in a diary is that it's written in the first person. So these are the identifiers that you're going to want to look for. I, me, my. So I'm just going to start highlighting them on my screen here. This is something you will be doing with your independent task, or in alternative, you might prefer to write them in the checklist for your independent task. So, dear diary, when I woke up this morning, I was so excited for the day ahead. It was sports day and I couldn't wait to win a shiny gold medal. I got up before my alarm went off and I quickly got dressed in my pristine PE kit. My mum made me an enormous breakfast, so I would have lots of energy for the 100-meter sprint. It's quite clear this section is written in the first person, and it's very much gives an idea to the reader that this is very much, it's all about them. They're not writing about what they have in their house or what their other things. They're writing about them and why they are excited about this sports day and what they look like. So the next aspect we can look at is written in the past tense. Written in the past tense. So something has already happened. It's in the past. So yesterday, this morning, etc. Past tense will commonly end in ed. However, we do have ones which are irregular, which means that they don't follow the rules and you just got to learn that they're different. So here's a good example. When I woke up this morning. When I woke up is talking about it in the past. If we spoke about woke in the present, it would be when I wake up. But we don't say when I waked up, because that doesn't make sense. So when I woke up this morning, I was so excited for the day to go ahead. It was sports day and I couldn't wait to win a shiny medal. I got up, again, it's one of these trickle irregular ones, before my alarm even went off, and I quickly got dressed into my pristine pea kit. So he got dressed this morning. He is already dressed. He's already been dressed when he wrote this diary. He's not, now I'm going to go and get dressed. No, he is already dressed. So you can have a look and find some more examples of that in this entry. Then the next thing is informal chatty language. Some people almost view is, will sometimes call their diaries like dear old friend, as they're another friend to them. So informal chatty language. There's lots of different aspects for that. So you've got, for example, here, an exclamation mark, kind of saying, oh my goodness, wow, I want to have lots of energy for the 100-meter sprint. In a diary, an exclamation mark would makes total sense in that sentence. If you just wrote in a normal description about your day, I ate breakfast and then I ate an enormous breakfast, so I would have lots of energy for the 100-meter sprint, it wouldn't work. But in a diary, an exclamation mark works very well. So well, let's have a look at some other more informal language. Piggyback. Yeah, we could say that's an informal language. Manage to sneak. So when you sneak is you try and enter without anyone seeing. So you try and sneak into class before the bell. And then phew. Phew means, for example, like, whew, you're happy that you got away with something. Again, it's a more informal piece of language. So adverbs of time and manner, which are used as marking. So we can see an example here. This is a great example. We should know these. Is soon after, while, this morning. It's a marker of when things happened. It's when things happened. Before. These are always give standpoints, so your reader will know the order of things are happening. Conjunctions. Remember, conjunctions are our joining words. So and, because, and so. Remember, we use them to link two ideas together or in our subordinate clauses. And then finally, our expanded noun phrases. So our adjectives to really make our writing visual. So we've got some fantastic examples here. I couldn't wait to win a shiny gold medal. It's not just an any old medal, it's a shiny gold one. Again, pristine pea kit. You want to let the reader know that their pea kit is really, really shiny. An enormous breakfast is a huge breakfast, not just a little breakfast with maybe a slice of toast. We're talking a massive breakfast with pancakes, cereal, and toast. So those are some great expanded noun phrases. So those are all the features that we will see in a diary. Your independent task is that you have 2 diary entries to look at, and you need to identify the features you're in the checklist that we had just used. You can either just write notes on a piece of paper, or you can write in the document. So here's the first paragraph. I'm going to show you show you how we can find what we're looking for, the features. Written in the first person. Dear diary, what a day it's been. I'm beaming from ear to ear. Brilliant. There's written the first person. Written in the past tense. What a day it's been. Yeah, it's been is the past tense. A little bit more tricky to find, but it makes sense. Informal chatty language. What a day it's. We've got our conjunction there, which is often used in informality. I'm beaming from ear to ear. I'm beaming from ear to ear is another way of saying you've got a huge, enormous smile. It's a very common colloquial phrase. So you've got 2 diary entries to look at that. If you've got any questions, watch the video through again, and good luck with your task. Good luck with your task, and myself, Miss Chowdhury or Miss Williams will see you tomorrow for your English lesson.